Hey guys, and welcome back to Franchise Nation. I'm your host, Moonlight Swami, and today I'm bringing you guys Week 17 news. So, on Saturday, the 49ers will be taking on the Arizona Cardinals for the final game of the regular season. The 49ers have clinched the division title, and they have clinched a playoff berth, obviously, because of that. But they are currently the number 2 seed in the NFC behind the Detroit Lions. So a Lions win means that I believe the 49ers do not get the 1 seed, but they do get a bye. If the Cowboys lose, or basically the 49ers should win. If all 3 teams win, the 49ers get the bye week because they beat the Cowboys week number 1 in Dallas. So that's just something to keep in mind. With that being said, the 49ers are on a 4-game winning streak, and they'll be taking on the Cardinals. I believe the Lions are taking on... I don't know who they're taking on. Let's look at the league schedule. They are taking on the Packers in Green Bay. So that's a big game. That probably could determine the division. But as you guys know, Bryce Petty got hurt. And with Bryce hurt, he's out for the season. You never know how long one of these injuries will last. So he's out and put him on IR. Unfortunately for Bryce, there's nothing much else we can do at this point. Just because someone asked, or a few people asked, here's what Bryce Petty's stats are. 91 throw power, 89 short, 86 mid, 71 deep, 73 on the run, 80 play action, 73 awareness, 77 speed. I would upgrade the injury more, but at the same time, it's not exactly possible. It's very expensive to upgrade the injury for him, and so he's kind of in a rough spot. It seems like that we're going to be drafting a quarterback or 2 in this year's draft, but there's only one issue. There aren't many good quarterbacks, at least not high-end ones. These are 2 who I have on my radar. Matt Kenny, projected early 3rd rounder, good accuracy, good throw power. Sean Langford, same deal, pocket passer, had a good story to him. Consistency A, throw power A-, accuracy short B+. Austin Clark isn't terrible, but I'm not a huge fan of the throw power. Then we go down a little bit, we have Brady Johns, who is ironically a Nevada graduate, same thing as Colin Kaepernick. A- throw power, B+ on the run, B accuracy short. He's someone that we're definitely going to look into. If I had my choice, I probably... Oh, we also have Matt Ryan here, who isn't the most accurate quarterback, but he has a good arm. So, something to look into. We'll see how his combine day goes. But if I had to choose between any of the 3 quarterbacks, it's probably going to be Matt Kenny, just because I think he could be a good player out of Nova. 21 years old, he's a pocket passer. I don't mind having a pocket passer, to say the least. Langford out of Texas, a little bit tougher, place to play. So either way, we'll see how the combine goes for all 3 of these guys, but those are the main quarterback positions. And because Langford is the first projected quarterback and will be an early 2nd rounder, he'll probably go late 1st. Andrew Clark, late 1st round talent, 2nd round guy, etc. So it's a little bit interesting to see where all these guys are going to be going. But overall, the scouting doesn't look terrible. I mean, there's some good running backs. We're going to scout a few more of those. But I think the team needs a 3rd wide receiver, either through free agency or through the draft, to kind of throw into that 2 role or into the slot, depending. There's some good players throughout. I mean, Jamon Mason is a speed guy, a little bit too short, very similar to Kris Arnold. Maybe would want something a little bit bigger, like a... Viliami Bryan, good player, looks like. Possession guy, might be somebody to look into. So, with that being said, I'm done showing you guys the scouting. We're going to quickly look around the league, see any franchise tags, any other injuries that have occurred, and we'll go from there. So, let's start off. Actually, can't do franchise tags yet, but let's go with the signings. Re-signing. So, Chantrell Henderson, 5-year deal. Jeremy Atachu, 6 years. Clowney, 6 years. Raheem Moore, good extension. Eric Fisher with a big extension. Cook with a nice extension, week 11. Bridgewater we talked about. Watkins we showed. So we showed all of those. Any signings recently? Bethea, Wilbur, Trent Richardson to the Chiefs. Okay, not much really going on. Just kind of depth players being brought in. And the reason that I brought in Bethea is because he's an extra veteran presence who... for a few games might be useful to have in the playoffs in case we have an injury, in case people are struggling. That way we can add that veteran presence who knows the team pretty well. Doesn't know the scheme all that well because he didn't play with Harbaugh, but at least he knows the overall dynamics of the squad, and he knows the strengths and weaknesses and position that'll be put in, because his position isn't that different from what he played with Chuck Pagano in terms of strong safety. So let's look around the league at the awards, see where everybody's ranking at the moment. Rodgers seems the front runner for MVP with Rivers and Bortles right behind him. Tony Romo, Stafford. It would be clear that Bryce Petty would be in this discussion if he wasn't injury prone. Harbaugh jumps his way to the top of the leaderboard for Coach of the Year, which would be fantastic. NFC, Rodgers leads the way. Bryce Petty is on that list, but he won't end up making it. Defensively, no one from the 49ers made the Defensive Player of the Year. Rookie, Kris Arnold's up there. Defensive rookie, McNeal, Austin Ogletree, all up, which is good. Best QB, Petty's third. Obviously, injuries have prevented him from getting further. Elgin Armstead is dropped from best running back to fourth due to his injuries. And Nate Hill is the best wide receiver so far, and that's pretty much a given. Offensive line hasn't been fantastic. Defensive line, Mike Daniels has been great. Eric Armstead has been really good. Linebacker Aaron Lynch has quieted down. He has 15 sacks still on the season. Moat's second best defensive back, racking up those interceptions, being a lockdown corner. Malcolm Jenkins has been great in the secondary as well. And McManus at kicker. So, that's pretty much everything you need to see. Taking a look, we'll go in reverse order for here, just so you can see all the different positions. Craig Robertson doing well in Miami. Richardson, Sheldon back there. DJ Fluker, David DeCastro and company. Wow, 99 overall. Some really good players in here. Keenan Allen, good job. Sammy Watkins, AJ Green, Stevie Johnson, Moncrief. So there's some real talent across the league, but overall I think we have a pretty good position to be in. If we can get the first round bye, then it's even a little bit better. One less game to worry about. But let's just take a look at the overall league stats, and then I'll get on out of here. I'll show the Week 17 schedule one more time, games to watch. But Bortles has been great, Rodgers great, Rivers great. Obviously, Bryce Petty right here, 27 touchdowns, 5 picks. Really unfortunate that he ended up getting hurt again. Elgin Armstead has fallen off the list. He's averaging 101 yards per game at 6.1 yards per carry, so he'd be a little bit behind Joseph Randle, most likely. But aside from that, he's been pretty good all season long despite the injury. And when you only play in 12 games versus 15, you're going to fall behind someone who's running at the pace that Randall has, especially for the Cowboys and their great offensive line. That's going to be a matchup that I'm not looking too forward to if we have to face them in the playoffs. Keenan Allen, Jordy Nelson, Nate Hill. Hill is one reception shy of 100, over 1,300 yards, 18 touchdowns, leading the way in that department. He's really been spectacular in 15 games. Played a lot less snaps than Keenan Allen and Jordy Nelson, which is interesting. But he's getting the job done. Defensively, obviously, James Laurinaitis leads the way. He always does. Not always, but a lot of the time. Von Miller, Aaron Lynch is up there with 15 sacks, 14 tackles for a loss right behind Miller. Eric Reed leads the way at inside linebacker. And Sheldon Richardson, up to 16 sacks. He did nothing against us, and he had 1 tackle. But that's really impressive. A lot of high sack numbers for these guys. Obviously, you saw Mike Daniels had 11 on the season. Dallas Austin's up there. Then you head over to interceptions, and Chris Harris Jr. has 9. Braxton Baldwin, Robertson, Norman, Moats, Kendrick Lewis, and Brandon Marshall all have 6, and then it kind of drops off from there. And overall, I think this is a pretty good view of everything going on. 5 fumbles forced by Warlow, 4 by Ingram, 4 by Telvin, etc., etc. Now we'll take a look at the schedule, and then we'll get on out of here. So, I'm really excited for week number 17. I think it'll be really awesome to kind of see how everything goes. Taking a look at the teams, Colts at Titans, Panthers Falcons, Browns Bengals, Broncos Bills. Some good games going. Cowboys Giants is a big game for us. Steelers Chargers should be a pretty good one. Anybody else worth mentioning? Lions Packers, that affects us quite a bit. And I'll run through the standings one more time so you can see where everybody kind of stacks up, see if there's any divisional chases that are really going on outside of the NFC North. So in the East, Cowboys have locked that up, which is good for them. In the South, Panthers have locked that division up, still kind of underperforming in that division overall. Lions and Packers win and get the division, I believe is going to be the scenario there. AFC West, Chargers easily clinch the first round bye, 11-3-1. AFC East, no one is clinched. Dolphins and Jets, that's going to be an interesting, I don't know if they're facing off, but that's going to be an interesting Week 17 to follow. AFC South, Jaguars haven't clinched the division, but they have clinched a playoff spot. And of course the Steelers hold that. So yeah, there's some good games that'll be going on. The Dolphins and Jets, those are the two teams that are competing for that final playoff spot, I guess, that you could say, in terms of division. And are they facing off? No, they are not. The Dolphins are taking on the Texans, and the Jets the Ravens. So those will be two interesting games to watch. And overall, I'm excited for Week 17, like I said. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm Moonlight Swami, and I'll be talking to you guys later. Peace.